This is Chris Videos. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Videos, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both of my TikToks. And I'll be down there in the description box, and I'm here to do my WWE Monday Night Raw, March 13th, 2023 reviews. So here we go, discussing about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. Now we kick off the show with the rated R superstar WWE Hall of Famer Edge. So yeah, Edge comes out and he starts talking about how he got some match apparently at WrestleMania and all that. He calls out he's out there for tonight to call out Finn Bálor in the Judgment Day. So yeah, Finn Bálor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley, the Judgment Day, comes walking out, and Edge got some stuff to say. He goes like, for that challenge that you sent me to face you at WrestleMania, I accept that challenge. But here's the thing. And then he starts talking a little bit of junk, roasting the Judgment Day and stuff. Talking about, we got Mexican, Puerto Rican, Australian, and Irish guys in the group and all that stuff. Call them something wild, but yeah, that's what he was saying. But then he goes like, Finn Bálor, how about this? At WrestleMania, Edge versus Finn Bálor 1-on-1 inside Hell in a Cell. And Finn Bálor accepts that challenge, and he says that he's been to Hell and back, and that the demon always comes out and stuff. So yeah, that's what he was saying. So maybe at WrestleMania we're going to be seeing Demon Finn Bálor. And Edge said that he wants this match because he wants to end it all with the Judgment Day. He can't move forward with his career with the Judgment Day being around him. So yeah, that's what Edge said. Really good stuff though. And then Finn Bálor, like I say, he did accept the challenge and everything. And then he goes like, well, that's WrestleMania. How about tonight? And then all of a sudden the Judgment Day comes running down there to the ring and they start attacking Edge, beating down Edge and everything. But then all of a sudden we see Johnny Gargano, Dexter Lumis, and Candice LeRae coming down, making the save, brawling with the Judgment Day and everything. And then they go on commercial break. So yeah, that was a segment right there. Edge versus Finn Bálor is now made official at WrestleMania in a Hell in a Cell match. So yeah, Hell in a Cell match at WrestleMania between between Finn Bálor and Edge. But yeah, still to come later on tonight on Raw, we will see Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight 1-on-1. Not only that, we'll see Rey Mysterio on Raw tonight and much more. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it became a tag team match. So yeah, that was the first match of the night. It was Damian Priest and Dominic Mysterio with Rhea Ripley at ringside, the Judgment Day, versus Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis with Candice LeRae at ringside. Finn Bálor was not at ringside for this match, but it was a pretty good tag team match. It was going back and forth and everything. At one point, we get to the ending where we see Dominic Mysterio rolling up Dexter Lumis for a pin. He pins him. He got his feet on the ropes as too, but Candice LeRae comes up, pushing Dominic's feet off the ropes, so Dominic got the count of 2. Referee didn't see none of that or anything. Rhea Ripley gets mad, walks up to Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae ducks, and then pushes her into the steel steps, and then tries to kick Rhea Ripley upside the head, but Ripley ducks, picks her up on her shoulders, and drops her face first onto the barricade, taking out Candice LeRae. And then she turns around, she gets face to face with Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis turns around, he gets hit with a clothesline by Damian Priest. Damian Priest throws him back into the ring. Hits a lift-up flatliner onto Dexter Lumis. Tags in Dominic. Dominic climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumps off with a frog splash onto Dexter Lumis. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Johnny Gargano breaks at the pin at a count of 2. And then we see everybody interfering at that point. Damian Priest got knocked out the ring by Johnny Gargano. Gargano then hits a suicide dive onto him, taking him out. And then Gargano was getting back up, but then he gets hit with a baseball slide by Dominic Mysterio. And then that's when Dominic turns around. Dexter Lumis walks on that triangle chokehold onto Dominic, but Dominic quickly tags in Damian Priest where Dexter Lumis didn't see him. Dexter Lumis turns around while he's still got the submission hold locked on. He gets hit with a spinning roundhouse kick by Damian Priest, and then Priest grabs him by the throat, hitting that sit-out chokeslam south of the heavens onto Dexter Lumis, and then pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, the Judgment Day defeated Dexter Lumis and Johnny Gargano tonight in a tag team match. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match to kick off Raw. So yeah, that's why I'll give that match. But then after that, we see what happened earlier today, where we see The Miz is about to get interviewed when he walks in. They was talking about a co-host or whatever. And he says no superstar is up his is up there with him to host WrestleMania and all that. But then all of a sudden that gets interrupted, and then we see Bayley, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, Damage Control attacking Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus trying to fight back, but they beat her down and everything, and a bunch of referees and stuff had to stop them. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, we're going to be seeing Brock Lesnar and Omos going face to face up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, up next we're going to be seeing them going face to face. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a segment where we had Omos and MVP come out to the middle of the ring, and MVP was talking about Brock Lesnar, how Brock Lesnar would not beat the Nigerian Giant at WrestleMania and all that. So yeah, that's what he was saying. He says he's going to hype up this fight between Omos and Brock Lesnar. So yeah, just stuff that MVP was saying, you know. But then all of a sudden they get interrupted by Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar comes out. So yeah, Brock Lesnar comes out, and yeah, we see Omos and Brock Lesnar standing face to face and everything. Omos has his hand, and he sticks his fist out right over there, you know, close to Brock Lesnar's face. Lesnar's looking at him. Omos then sticks his hand out to shake Lesnar's hand. Lesnar shakes his hand. They get face to face, and then Lesnar stomps on his feet, and then grabs Omos from the back, try to hit a German suplex onto him, but then Omos lays in some elbows onto him, and then grabs Brock Lesnar, tossing him over the top rope, but Lesnar lands on his feet. A bunch of referees and stuff comes running out before anything else happens, and Lesnar cools down and goes like, I'm not going to do nothing. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment though, I guess. But yeah, that's what happened there between Brock Lesnar and Omos. But up next, we're going to be seeing Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight one-on-one up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, that will be the next match of the night, and it will be happening up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight one-on-one. And it was a pretty good match. It was going back and forth and everything. At one point, we see Cody Rhodes hit the disaster kick onto LA Knight. He goes for the pin. 1, 2, LA Knight barely kicking out at 2. And then Cody Rhodes runs and jumps on that second rope again. Springboard off of it. Trying to hit the Cody Cutter onto him. But LA Knight catches him, lifts him up, and pretty much clotheslines him on the way down. Pins him, but Cody Rhodes kicking out at 2 after that. And then LA Knight lifts up Cody Rhodes, trying to hit his finish move, blunt force trauma onto him. Cody Rhodes pushes him away. Cody Rhodes runs and springboard off the top rope, hitting the Cody Cutter onto LA Knight. Waited for Knight to get back up. Cody Rhodes grabs him and hits Crossroads onto him, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Cody Rhodes defeated LA Knight tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. It was a pretty good match. For that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match between LA Knight and Cody Rhodes. So yeah, that's what happened there. But then, after the match ended, Cody Rhodes grabs the mic and he starts cutting a promo after the match ended, talking about Roman Reigns and all that stuff. How Paul Heyman was talking about that Cody Rhodes should not be in bloodline business, but Cody Rhodes said that he don't work for no one. He don't work for the bloodline. So yeah, he was talking about how he don't work for the bloodline or anything, that he works for himself and he could do whatever the hell he wants. He could go fight side by side with Sami Zayn or go fight side by side with Kevin Owens. It don't matter. He could do whatever he wants. And yeah, he was just talking about a lot of stuff, and he talks about that Paul Heyman told Cody Rhodes to acknowledge Roman Reigns, and he says that he does acknowledge Roman Reigns, but Roman Reigns is going to acknowledge him at WrestleMania. He's going to do the one thing that eluded his family the whole time, and that is to win the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania. That's what he said, and he said he's going to beat Roman Reigns, pins his shoulders down to the mat, pinning him for the 3 count. So yeah, that's what Cody Rhodes said, and yeah, it was just a pretty good promo from Cody Rhodes. He was talking about how he thought he was a prince without a crown and all that at the age of 21. So yeah, just a really good promo from Cody Rhodes. But then after that, we see Byron Saxton backstage interviewing Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins talking about Logan Paul and stuff at WrestleMania, but then he gets interrupted by The Miz. Miz comes up talking about how Seth Rollins easily got knocked out by Logan Paul last week, and how the bigger news is about him getting a co-host or whatever. So yeah, that's what Miz was talking about. But then Baron Corbin comes up talking about how he wants to be the Miz's co-host for WrestleMania, and then he starts talking junk to Seth Rollins, talking about how he got knocked out pretty quick by Logan Paul, and how he's a 3-time Golden Glove boxer and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Baron Corbin was talking about, and Seth Rollins was like, I'd rather take lessons from my daughter than you in boxing. So yeah, that's what Seth said. And then Corbin was talking a lot of junk, talking about how he could knock out Seth, and Seth was like, okay, I'll see you in the ring then. So yeah, later on tonight, Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin 1-on-1. Seth walks away, and Miz looks at Baron Corbin, talking about, hey, if you could beat Seth Rollins, you could be my co-host. I'll think about it. So yeah, that's what he said. But up next, it'll be Bronson Reed versus Elias 1-on-1. So yeah, that'll be up next. But yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a 1-on-1 match. It was Bronson Reed versus Elias with Rick Boogs at ringside. Rick Boogs is taking notes during this match. It was a pretty good match. Bronson Reed was dominating the majority of this match in the beginning half. Elias was coming back a few times, trying to fight back. He hit that jumping knee to the face onto Bronson Reed. But then he runs to the ropes, and then he gets hit with a massive clothesline by Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed picks him up, hitting a power slam onto him, and then he climbs up the top turnbuckle, jumping off with the tsunami onto Elias, pinning him for the 3 count. So yeah, Bronson Reed defeated Elias tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. Pretty good match, I guess. For that match, I'll give it 1.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But then, after the match ended, we see that girl about to go up and interview, Kathy Kelly try to interview Trish Stratus and stuff, but she's in the locker room. But then we see Chad Gable coming up, still looking for Otis. Got some missing papers for Otis and all that, still looking for him, and she says she didn't see him, and he just walks away and stuff. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we see Becky Lynch and Lita come up. She was trying to interview them, but Becky Lynch and Lita was not having it, and they walked straight into the trainer's room where Trish Stratus is at. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good segment right there. But yep, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a 1-on-1 match. But before I talk about that match, we got to talk about a few segments. So we see Kathy Kelly interviewing Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens is telling me, hey, if Cody Rhodes wants to go help Sami Zayn, that's fine. You know, he could go help Sami Zayn if he wants to do that. But he's telling him that he don't need Cody Rhodes' help, how he's going to deal with Solo Sikoa tonight in the street fight, and if anybody else wants to fight him, he'll handle him all by himself. So he said he don't need Cody Rhodes' help. Cody Rhodes is better to stay away from him so he can get prepared for his match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So yeah, that's what Kevin Owens said. But then after that, we see from earlier today, actually, where we see the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, and then we see the United States Champion, Austin Theory, coming up to him, talking a lot of junk. Talking about how he's the greatest of all time now, how he'll be facing John Cena at WrestleMania and all that. But then he was trying to throw tension in between the Street Profits. Talking about, which one of y'all is better? Is it, I think it's Angelo Dawkins that's the one that's better than Montez, because every single time you screw up your chance and all that stuff. And he starts getting face-to-face with Montez Ford up until Angelo Dawkins is like, hey, I got this. How about this? Me and you one later on tonight. So yeah, that's how the match got made. And Theory was talking about, oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. At least I got a match at WrestleMania and both of y'all don't. So yeah, that's what Austin Theory said. But then we get to that match. It was the United States Champion, Austin Theory versus Angelo Dawkins 1-on-1. Montez Ford was not at ringside for this match. And it was a pretty good match between Austin Theory and Angelo Dawkins. Angelo Dawkins is doing pretty good. He got like a sunset flip in, trying to pin him for the 3 count, but Theory kicks out at 2. And then Angelo Dawkins was trying to hit that big splash on Austin Theory in the corner. But Austin Theory catches him with a forearm and then lifts him up on his shoulders, hitting A-Town down onto him, pinning him for the 3 count. So yeah, Austin Theory defeated Angelo Dawkins tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. And then after the match ended, Austin Theory then locks on the STF onto Angelo Dawkins. And then we see Montez Ford running down, getting into the ring, but Austin Theory quickly got out. And yeah, Montez Ford making the save. And then Austin Theory looks at him and does a "you can't see me" at him. So yeah, that's what he did right there. But yeah, for that match between Austin Theory and Angelo Dawkins, I'll give that match 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match. But yeah, later on tonight on Monday Night Raw, it will be Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa 1-on-1 in a street fight. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw, which Rey Mysterio would be returning up next. So yeah, see you guys later until then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, now before we talk about Rey Mysterio's segment, we gotta talk about Paul Heyman. So yeah, Kathy Kelly was interviewing Paul Heyman backstage, and Paul Heyman was talking about how, that Kevin Owens wants to deal with the bloodline and stuff still, that it'll be okay because the bloodline will take him out, because we still got that Kevin Owens problem. So yeah, that's what he said. But then he mentions Cody Rhodes, how Cody Rhodes was talking about how he acknowledges Roman Reigns and all that stuff. But he will definitely be acknowledging him because Roman Reigns will be on Raw next week to go face-to-face with him. He will acknowledge the Tribal Chief. So yeah, that's what Paul Heyman was saying. Cutting a pretty good promo about Cody Rhodes. So yeah, go check it out if you haven't yet. But yeah, after that, we get to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio gets in the ring because, of course, he goes like, I am back on Raw and everything is nice to be back on Raw, making my return and all that stuff. But yeah, that's what he was saying. He was talking about how he's happy that he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year and all that stuff. But then he gets interrupted by Dominic Mysterio. Dominic Mysterio comes out and he starts talking about Rey Mysterio, talking about how Rey Mysterio was never there for him, how for his 8th grade promotion or whatever, that Rey was talking about how he was going to take him out for dinner, but he didn't because he was at WrestleMania over his son. And then he says when he turned 16, Rey was going to buy him a new car, and then he see all his friends pull up with Mercedes, and he got a BMW, and it was even the newest one. So yeah, that's what Dominic Mysterio was talking about. And then yeah, he was talking about how Rey don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but he says he's going to let him get his weekend and all that. But he says that he wants to challenge Rey Mysterio to a match at WrestleMania, and Rey looks at me, he goes like, no, I'm not going to fight my own son. If you don't think so, I still love you and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Rey says. And then he starts walking out the ring, and Dominic was like, good, yeah, go ahead. Walk away from me, walk away from your family, walk away from everybody else, just like you always did. And Rey was walking up the ramp, and he goes like, yeah, just go ahead and do what you gotta do. Go ahead and walk away, because there's only one thing he taught me in life, and that is to not be something like you. So yeah, that's what he said. Pretty good stuff though. But yep, that's what happened there. Rey walked backstage. But yep, pretty good stuff right there. So yeah, and then after that we see Kathy Kelly interviewing Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus, because they came out the trainer's room, and Trish Stratus was talking about how she's ready to fight Damage Control because they done pissed her off. So yeah, that's what she said. But yep, up next we're going to be seeing The Miz on commentary, because Seth Rollins will be taking on Baron Corbin one-on-one. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin one-on-one. Now The Miz was on commentary for this match. And yeah, Miz has announced that match between Logan Paul and Seth Rollins is now made official for WrestleMania and all that. And yeah, before the match even started, Baron Corbin starts attacking Seth Rollins, beating him down and stuff. The match finally starts. Seth Rollins is coming back at the ending, throws Baron Corbin onto The Miz outside the ring, throws Corbin back into the ring, hits a super kick onto him, planning to hit the curb stomp onto Baron Corbin up until The Miz climbs up pretty much on the ropes and stuff, and then Seth hits the Enzuigiri onto him, knocking Miz over the top rope into the ring, and then Miz is getting back up, he's on his hands and knees, the same for Baron Corbin. So what Seth Rollins does is he runs and jumps off of Miz's back, jumping off of Miz, hitting the curb stomp onto Baron Corbin, like a super curb stomp onto him, and then he pins him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Seth Rollins defeated Baron Corbin tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened for that match. I'll give it 2 stars, that's what I'll give it. So yeah, that's what happened at that match. And then after that, we see Chad Gable still looking for Otis and stuff, and he runs into Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali was telling Chad Gable that he needs to be optimistic and all that stuff, just like him and everything like that. And then Chad Gable finally finds Otis, and he's taking pictures with the Maximum Male models and stuff, and Chad Gable comes up, he goes like, what are you doing, Otis? And he goes like, well, I'm modeling and stuff. And Chad Gable was like, here, I help you out. Otis is like, all right, cool. Both of them start modeling, and then pretty much Mansoor was like, oh my god, the camera broke, and yeah, they said, we're getting away from you, Chad Gable. Come on, Otis. And Otis walks with them. So, yeah, that's what happened. Otis walked away from Chad Gable. But, yeah, up next we're going to be seeing Bianca Belair versus Chelsea Green 1-on-1 up next on Raw. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was the WWE Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair versus Chelsea Green, one-on-one. Carmella was at ringside for Chelsea Green. When we get to the match, it was an okay match. It was going back and forth and everything. At one point, we see Carmella getting on the ring apron, and Bianca runs and hits that springboard to hit the moonsault and stuff onto Chelsea Green. She knocked Carmella off the apron and stuff. And Chelsea Green was doing okay, trying to roll up Bianca Belair a few times and everything. But then we get to the ending where Bianca Belair hits her with the forearm and then hits her with the KOD, pinning Chelsea Green for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Bianca Belair defeated Chelsea Green tonight on Monday Night Raw. But then, after the match ended, Carmella comes in there, starts attacking Bianca Belair. So yeah, Chelsea Green and Carmella was just beating down Bianca Belair. But then Asuka comes running down and everything. Chelsea Green's hiding behind Carmella. Asuka was trying to hit the big roundhouse kick onto Carmella, but Carmella ducks and got out of the ring, and Chelsea Green got kicked upside the head. She turns around, she gets hit with the forearm by Bianca Belair, turns back around to Asuka. Asuka hits the back fist onto her, and then she turns right back around to Bianca, and Bianca hits a spine buster onto her, laying her out. And then Asuka grabs the Raw Women's Championship, just playing mind games with Bianca Belair, dancing around with the Raw Women's Championship and all that stuff, and then drops it down to the mat and act like she was going to spit mist into Bianca's face and just messing around, laughing and all that stuff. So yeah, Asuka's still playing mind games with Bianca Belair. But yeah, for that match between Bianca Belair and Chelsea Green, I'll give it 2 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was an okay match. So yeah, that's why I'll give the match. But up next, it'll be the main event. It will be Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa, 1-on-1 in a street fight. Up next in the main event for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Monday Night Raw. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, it was a one-on-one match. It was the main event. It was Kevin Owens versus Solo Sikoa, 1-on-1 in a street fight for tonight's main event for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. It was a pretty good match. They brought in some weapons like steel chairs and stuff. Kevin brought out a table at one point, but Solo put it back up and stuff. Just hating on the crowd and everything. At one point, there was a pretty cool spot where we see Kevin Owens actually set up 6 steel chairs, like a table pretty much, in the middle of the ring, and he climbs up the top turnbuckle. Solo's fighting with him and everything. Kevin Owens knocking him off the top turnbuckle and everything, but then Solo grabs him and tosses him right off the top turnbuckle, making him do a flip onto the table of steel chairs pretty much, and pins him, but Kevin Owens barely kicking out at 2. Owens then was fighting him back and everything, and then starts chasing Solo onto the backstage area and everything. And then right when they get to gorilla position, Kevin Owens goes past the curtains, and he gets hit with a double super kick by the Usos. And then the Usos grabs Kevin Owens, dragging him from backstage back to the ring, dragging him all the way back in there, throws him into the ring, hits another double super kick onto Kevin Owens, and then Solo Sikoa grabs Kevin Owens, lifts him up, and hits the Samoan spike onto him, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Solo Sikoa defeated Kevin Owens tonight on Monday Night Raw. That's what happened. It was a pretty good main event. For that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars as well. It was a pretty good match. So yeah, that's why I'll give that one. But yeah, pretty good main event. Solo Sikoa won the street fight. For tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw, I'll give it 7 stars. That's why I'll give it. It was a good episode, but it was just missing some stuff, They had a really good main event. I would say that was match of the night for me, the street fight. I like Cody Rhodes' promo. That promo was really good. And Edge and Finn Bálor from earlier tonight. But tonight's episode of Raw was okay. It was pretty good, but yeah. But yeah, next week's episode of Raw, Roman Reigns, and just a lot of stuff happening next week. So yeah. But yeah, that has been Monday Night Raw for tonight. Like, subscribe to Team W Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris Bales, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and both my TikToks. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for this Friday's Friday Night SmackDown reviews and this Wednesday's AEW Dynamite reviews. See you guys later. Until then.